Welcome to More Patience, More Impact, More Income, the podcast for real holistic medical practitioners who want to grow their high-impact, high-income practice without selling out. And now, here's your host, Chris Axelrod. Welcome back to More Patience, More Impact, More Income. You're listening to the third and final part of the 3 core pillars of creating go-to practitioner status in your market. Let's jump back in. Here's Chris with part 3 of this 3-part series.
The last pillar is a grateful heart of service. Cultivate a grateful heart of service. Sounds obvious, but it's really easy to lose track of this, and you're going to see why that is, okay? First of all, what happens when we're not continually cultivating and remembering to be grateful and compassionate? Number one is we start to ignore the incredible resources that we have right now. There are so many amazing resources that we have at our disposal this very moment to build our practices and to grow. And when we're always looking at what's not there and we're being judgmental, it's like we don't see it. We don't see it. Right now, in your pocket, you might even be watching this on your phone. If not, then it's in your purse, or it's in your pocket, or it's on your nightstand, or it's on your desk, or wherever you are. You have a portal to be able to contact and reach thousands and thousands of people. It's never been easier to transmit a message of hope and inspiration and healing to the people who are looking for help. And that's our job as healers. That's our job as doctors, as whatever you want to call yourself, a medical practitioner. Our job is to let people know that we can help them. That's our first job. And then the second job is to then help them. But they need to know we can help them, right? I love this quote. It's by Bob Marley. In an abundance of water, the fool is thirsty. In an abundance of water, the fool is thirsty. It's Rat Race. Rat Race. You should listen to that song. It's a really good song. But he says in there, like, why is everybody running around trying to one-up each other in this rat race? Like, look at this beautiful life you've got all around you. Chill out and enjoy it, right? That's his message, right? So you've got so many resources and tools right here in this very moment. And really, if you're just sitting in a room, like, one of the things I love about what we do as acupuncturists in particular is the fact that you can walk into a treatment room. All that's there is a desk, a chair, and a table. All we have is a treatment table, and we have a desk and a chair and some needles. And it's so fucking simple, right? It is so dead simple. And we create such an amazing transformation with that. If that doesn't just blow your mind and to me, like, just fills me with gratitude to think about that. So be grateful for the resources you have. Also, if you don't cultivate gratitude and compassion, you start to lose your joy in just the simple daily grind of work. Work is going to be repetitive. It is going to be boring sometimes. And people will say, "Oh, it's so boring. I just keep seeing the same kinds of stuff. It's so boring. I wish I had more interesting cases." No, you don't need more interesting cases. You need to be more grateful for the cases you do have and tune into the present moment. Be compassionate. There's such an opportunity to have such an amazingly beautiful experience right here, right now, with this person that you are with this very moment. And by doing that, then you will start to get more cases and you will start to see more interesting things, because people will believe in you and they will start to refer to you and they will start to talk about you. But if you're not there and you're just kind of blowing it off, how are you ever going to grow? your practice. And finally, lack of gratitude and compassion, you start to really make it about you. And when it's not about you, your practice is not about you. The ironic thing is my clinic name's the Axelrod Clinic, right? So I've had people tell me before that oh, that's, you're an egomaniac because you named the clinic your name. It's so not about me. It's about having a recognizable name attached to the process that helps people heal, so that they always know like that this specific thing that they can't get anywhere else that's unique to the way I practice, that's where they get it. It just facilitates that. It's not about me, being better than anyone else or anything like that, right? And the analogy of like when you know that it's about you, it's like imagine you had 10 hungry people that were begging you for like to feed them, and you're instead of like just giving them the bread you have, like, I'm just grateful I have something to give you, right? It might be simple, it might not be all that awesome, but here it is. You're going to be worrying about, oh well, wow, like all I have is this like really kind of stale bread. What are they going to think of me? Instead of like, oh my God, like you're hungry, I have something here, right? What caused us to lose touch with this? Very simple. When you compare yourself to others, you are not being grateful. And when you compare yourself to others, you are not being compassionate. You can never be someone else. So you have to be grateful for who you are and where you are right now. Okay? Another thing that will cause you to lose touch with gratitude and compassion is thinking that it's about the numbers and thinking that there's some magic number. Like when I get to 40 patients a week, then I've made it. No, actually, you've just gotten to 40 patients a week. And then at that point, in your mind, you're going to be like, because it's the mindset of when I get to 40 patients a week, then I'll be happy. That mindset doesn't go away. And then when you get to 40 patients, you're going to be like, well, shit, now I need to be at 60 patients. And then when you get to 60 patients, you're going to be like, well, shit, now I need to be at 100 patients. Instead of just being like, yo, this is awesome. I got like 20 patients this week. This is amazing. And I get to love on 20 people and help 20 people. And then, wow, unbelievable. I got 40 patients this week. This is awesome. I'm so happy. And then next thing you know, you got 60 patients a week. And then, it's just like it goes from there. That's exactly how, I can just tell you, that's exactly how I've gotten to where I've gotten. Like, I never really gave a shit about how many patients I was seeing a week. Now, granted, the first week that I had 100 patients, I was like, holy shit, I've got 100 patients. Like, this is crazy, But I wasn't like even counting the patients. Like, it just was like, I ended up with 100 fucking patients. Like, what the hell, And I was so just absorbed in like doing the actual work that it didn't even feel like I had 100 patients. Like I had to literally sit there and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because I was using Outlook, and Outlook doesn't have like some kind of fancy report that says you had 100 patients this week. So I literally had to go, man, I got a shit ton of patients this week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and like literally just count them. It's funny. Another way that you lose touch with gratitude and compassion is being attached to the results of your patients. Now, look, this is a huge one. And if there's anything that I'm going to tell you right now, you got to let that shit go. It's impossible to get 100% success. And to be honest with you, like, compassion is not pity. So, if you're getting upset because your patient's not getting results, you're feeling sorry for your patient. You're not being compassionate. Compassion is, you know what? I love you even though you're suffering. I love you with your pain. Like, even though you're not perfect, even though you aren't well, I still love you. That's compassion. And that's also gratitude. So, why is this important to developing your voice and your message? Well, first of all, when you start to speak your message, like I remember I've done webinars, I've done Facebook Lives, I've done free talks at my clinic. I've sent out emails that people unsubscribed from. I've been on free talks where people left in the middle of the fucking talk, you know, like the talk kind of sucked. Or they didn't even sign up for the damn talk because the marketing and the message that I was marketing sucked, right? And I've been on webinars where I start out with 20 people and by the end there was like 4 people because obviously whatever I was saying, it didn't like resonate. When you have a heart of gratitude and compassion, when you fail, you don't stop. What makes us stop is when those people leave in the middle of the free talk and then we go, oh, well, I suck at free talks and I'm just going to have to like take 3 months to get over that shit before I do another free talk. No, just be compassionate. Like, yeah, I sucked at that talk. Okay, cool. Like, but it was a great learning experience. And now next time I just won't, like, I don't know, get so off topic or whatever the fuck I did to like bomb that talk. Okay, so that's the first thing. If you can't hold up to failure and keep moving forward and keep speaking and keep talking, you're never going to know your voice. I mean, the bottom line is this whole training about finding your voice, there's one thing you need to do to find your voice, and that is use it. You will not find it if you do not use it. That means you just have to start talking. You have to start writing. You have to just speak. Okay? And when you speak, sometimes it's going to come out funny. Sometimes you're not going to end up saying what you actually meant to say. You're going to fail, but you just got to keep speaking. And when you're grateful and you're compassionate, the failure is like whatever, okay? When the market is responding to your message, you will actually notice. Why? Because you're not in your head being critical about, so maybe, for instance, like I love talking about this and I would rather have 8 or 10 or 12 of you guys here that are really like fired up about what I'm saying than have 120 people opt in for the training and only have like 10 people who give a shit. Right? So it's like, just being able to like know that that's what's important to me and not getting caught up in all the bullshit and the numbers, right? So you will start to notice when your message is like starting to make an impact because you're not so busy criticizing and then like wondering like, oh, wow, only 4 people. Only 4 people? That's 4 people. That's 4 fucking people that were listening to you that you could impact. A grateful, compassionate heart really shines. Like you just shine when you have that. And when you see somebody who has that. It's obvious. And you can't fake that shit. So when people see that that's where the way you're showing up with that heart of gratitude and service, then that's for real and they know you're for real. Okay? Trust me, if you want that go-to status in your market, again, people got to know you're for real. There's this guy in Houston, Mattress Mac, he started out with a mattress store and then he grew it into this like furniture empire. You can go online. Yeah, and he also has his message, right? Gallery furniture will save you money, right? Okay, so he's got his message. He knows his thing. But the thing about him is, dude, he's so genuine. He's the guy who helped people in the hurricane. Like after the hurricane hit, he literally like went on the radio, and on TV, and he said, "We've opened our store to anybody who needs to come. We've got food. You can sleep on the fucking beds." I mean, seriously, like he's like, you can just come hang at the store until you figure out what you're going to do. I mean, now some of that obviously is as being a smart businessman, but also, I mean, if you go to his store, he is fucking there, and he'll say hi to you, and he's like totally down to earth. Everybody loves the dude. Why? Because he's just like a cool dude. He's just for real. And everybody, I mean, goes there to shop. Like I bought some furniture there just a couple of months ago because my daughter was coming into town and she was coming into town to stay here for the summer, and we needed a couch sofa. And like, that's where we went. So be yourself and speak your message, be real, be kind.
If you're ready to fill your practice and keep it full without the stress and overwhelm, then get instant access to your free autopilot patient attraction playbook now at www.highimpactpracticesystems.com/autopilot.
So how do you cultivate gratitude and compassion? Well, number one, you have to be relentlessly kind to yourself. Relentlessly kind to yourself. Number one. It is impossible to be compassionate to other people without being compassionate and kind to yourself. Period. And a lot of people, and if you're making this mistake, it's okay. I have made this mistake before too. We all make this mistake. We confuse pity with compassion. We feel sorry for people thinking that we're being compassionate, but we're not really capable of compassion, true compassion. Why? Because we feel sorry for ourselves and we're hard on ourselves. You don't know what true compassion is until you give it to yourself. Okay? The second thing is to forgive everyone. Forgive everybody. Remember that everybody is suffering. We're all lost. We're all trying to find our way. Every single person, no exceptions. Forgive them all. The sooner you do that, the sooner you will be free. The sooner you won't give a shit what other people think about you anymore. And the sooner you will start to be able to speak from your heart and speak your truth, because you're no longer going to be angry, pissed off, and frustrated. And you'll see. That's all I can tell you. You'll see. It's one of those things, you just got to do it, and then you'll see what I'm talking about. Finally, see the good things about people and reinforce those things. This is so important, especially in clinic, because the people who come to us, they are often feeling broken. And what I refuse to do is see my patients as broken. I always see my patients as healers. I always see my patients as people who can do what they currently believe is marginally possible for them. That's what I see. And when you do that, and you start to also see that in yourself, you build this insanely powerful force, like this galaxy that's in front of you right now. That's real. That shit is real. All I can tell you is, man, it might seem really woo-woo when I talk about it, but that shit is real. Okay? That galaxy that you look at on this picture, there is consciousness and intelligence embedded within that. It is a very powerful intelligence that created that. The same intelligence, the same power that created you and me and everything in nature. The more that you tune in to the light within your heart, the more you become like this galaxy, the more gravity you generate. I call it gravitational pull. It's real as fuck. You can ask anybody who's in my War Room program who has really taken the training seriously and has shown up and put this into practice. People just start to come towards you. They find their way to you. So how do you develop this? Well, it really just starts with a gratitude practice. It's as simple as this. Every single day, as you go to sleep, think of at least 5 things you're grateful for. Turn off the phone. Stop reading CNN, MSN, Fox News, whatever the hell it is you're looking at. Close your eyes and think about 5 things that you're grateful for. And you know what? It doesn't matter if it's the same damn 5 things every day. There's people who are like, man, I can't think of 5 things every day. I mean, I just keep thinking of the same thing. There's no grade. Nobody's grading you on this shit. Just do it. And if it's the same damn 5 things every day, that's great. You got 5 things that are really awesome in your life that you can be grateful for. Like, love that. That's more than, a lot of people realize. But what happens is as you do this exercise more and more, you start to embed a habit of gratitude in your subconscious mind. And again, that's what this is all about. This is all about developing habits and building momentum within the realm of your subconscious and conscious mind. But unless it's embedded in your subconscious, it's not going to be easy to do. So that's why you have to do all this stuff every day. Embryonic breath, number 1. Number 2, really get clear on your story. Number 3, and get clear on your story and repeat your story to yourself and tell your story to other people. One of the most cool things about that I teach in War Room, and if you want to join War Room, look, I've got a whole system and a whole process that's lined up that walks you step by step through this process of becoming a go-to practitioner. You have the support you need, the resources you need. Literally, I train you exactly how to set up the ads, exactly what to put in the ads. I tell you exactly what to put on your website. And I teach you how to get clear on your story, how to translate that story into terms, and how to tell that story to people in a way that's not creepy and oversharing, but that's inspiring and that really helps them to see you not just as just another acupuncturist, but as a leader and as someone who can truly help them. I can't tell you how many people come in. And it's funny because a lot of people in the War Room will tell you this. They didn't realize it until they went through the process, and I taught them how to do this and get their website set up the right way with their bio and everything. But as soon as they start to put certain things in their bio, and then someone comes in and says, I read about you, and that's really interesting, that experience that you went through. That's really interesting about your personal history. And then all of a sudden they're like, damn, man, I didn't ever realize how many fucking people read my bio. Hell yeah, people read your bio. You know why? Because when they start to believe you, if they're looking at your marketing, the second that they start to believe you, the next step for them is to say, man, who the hell is this person that's saying all this shit that totally is resonating with me? And I really actually believe this person. The next step is to go, man, who is this motherfucker, man? What is this person all about? And they're going to go to your bio and they're going to want to know who you are. And when your story is clear and it's there for them to read, it just expands that attraction power even more. And look, there is nothing more viral than stories. The ultimate viral marketing is a really good story. And at the end of the day, when people know your story, like if you think of any famous person that you've ever, any really famous, impactful person, okay, that's authentic, that's a leader. There's a lot of famous people that are full of shit. So I'm not talking like fame in and of itself is not a prerequisite for this. But someone who's famous and someone who's really making a positive impact in the world, I guarantee you know their story. I guarantee you know what makes them unique and special. And you know something about their background that is inspiring to you and moving to you. You know, like Tony Robbins, who tells a story all the time about his mother and about the abuse that he went through, which I totally believe is true, because a person like him does not occur, does not emerge out of like privilege and an easy life. What that man has become and the things that he stands for, that comes out of a lot of fucking pain and suffering. When you make yourself relatable to people, that's another really important thing. And all the things I just taught you will do that for you. I promise. So yeah, I mean, look, here's the bottom line. I love to help people grow. I love to be part of people's growth. And it's what I love about my clinical work. And it's what I love about what I do helping people grow their practice. At the end of the day, this is all about us having a bigger impact and helping more people. I mean, if we're truly, you know, to me, like a truly authentic healer on a truly authentic mission, the dollars are just like secondary to that. We all need money, of course, and we all need to feed ourselves, and we need to have a roof over our head, and we need to feed our families. And, you know, I sent my daughter to college. I mean, it was a really important goal for me, and that requires money. But at the end of the day, this is really about how we're going to help other people. I'm here to help you learn how to help more people. Part of that is actually attracting those people to you. Part of that is also learning how to then be that presence once they do show up. All of that is in my training, literally from the beginning. All the mindset training is there. Then the copywriting and how do you formulate your message and how do you really make that message clear so when people see it and they read it and they encounter it, that it grabs their attention and they read it and they pay attention to it and they listen to it. That's part of the training as well. And then how do you actually set that up on ads and how do you use different tools and different channels to get the message out there? I teach you exactly how to do that. And then once they show up in your clinic, what's your process? What's your flow? What do you say? What's the language that you use to get them on board with the process that you are going to take them through so that they're fired up and they're committed? That's in there too. I've got the scripts. I will teach you from A to Z that entire process. And I'm going to tell you right now, the language and the way you talk to the patients and that whole process that I've created, we see 220 to 225 patients. That's a pretty average week for us across 3 locations. Not a single one of those patients has paid in advance. Not a single one of those patients is on some kind of like prepaid package where they feel obligated to show up. They keep coming back because they want to. All of that is predicated upon the way that we bring them in and the way that we talk to them and the way that and the experience that they have during those first, really it's the first 3 or 4 visits where that gets cemented, and that it's like an imprint that takes place. It's an imprinting process. It's a bonding process, and it's very powerful. I teach it to you, and they will be your patients for life. They will never forget you. They will always refer to you. We get referrals from people who we haven't seen in 10 years. Literally, at least every 2 or 3 months, I will get a new patient, and I will look at on the form who referred them, and it's someone that I haven't seen in at least 10 years. So I haven't seen or talked to this person in 10 years, yet when their friend said, I need help, they remembered me and they said, go see Chris. Why? Because of the way that because of our process. It's because of the language. It's the words. You can do it too. You just have to learn how to say these things, and you learn how to be and learn how to have that presence and that clarity in your process. Trust me, it works, and you can do it, and I'll teach you how. We've got an amazing group of people in there. They will all support you, and they will all cheer you on, and they'll be there for you when you are having difficulties, because there is no easy road. There is no yellow brick road. There's going to be a learning curve, and there's going to be struggle, but I will be there for you. So will everyone else. And I'm going to make sure that you have the resources and the guidance and the answers for you to succeed. That's what this is all about. Part of the War Room program is you get to we will talk one-on-one. I will listen to you. We will talk about your specific problems, your specific things that are in your way, and help you to overcome those things. I will give you the resources and the tools that will take you from where you are to where you want to be. Not in 2 years or 3 years, in 6 to 12 months. 6 to 12 months. You will double and even possibly triple your practice. And that is not an empty promise, because it has already happened for dozens of the people in the program. I wouldn't be able to speak with this much certainty and confidence about this if I haven't already seen it firsthand. It's a year-long membership. It's 12 months. It's not just some coaching program where we throw a bunch of videos at you, say good luck, see you later. It is a bona fide transformational growth environment. If you're interested, I would love to talk to you. There's nothing more satisfying to me than to see my students having breakthroughs and growing. And it's not just about getting more patients. It's also about being able to grow and handle, like, if you want to bring on associates. Like, I totally know how to do that. I'll help you hire the right associates. I'll help you clean up your process and streamline your process so that you can serve more people and help more people without burning yourself out. You know, I had a talk with someone today who's going to join tomorrow, and I'm really excited for her. She's going to join War Room tomorrow. And I said, you know, what War Room is about more than anything else is teaching you how to own your business so that your business doesn't own you. It's so important for us as healers and as clinicians to make sure that we own our clinics, that we are in the driver's seat, that we are creating the process, and that we're not getting overwhelmed and burned out, because our patients need us to be there. And if we're burned out and overwhelmed, we can't be there. We can't help them. That's all I got for y'all. Peace out.
This is thepodcastfactory.com.